There we go. There we go. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back for episode I don't know, to be honest, because we just film a lot.
Let me guess. I think Kim is
9, episode
8.
9.
Yeah, I think
we're at
9.
episode 9.
Not that we even label these as episodes, but
we do.
on the back end.
Yeah.
We do on our end.
Exactly. Oh, I got some crust on my eyes because I'm just so tired. And there's a good reason for that.
You know, it's a special day, a special Monday.
Special Monday, fun day, because we are finally, after a month and a half, a month and a half
to the day. It's the 15th.
Yeah,
right now.
relentlessly putting hours upon hours on this studio space. We are finally officially open.
Yes, sir. Website's up. Bookings are available.
Yep.
We are officially a rental studio. Wild.
A part of our business is a rental
Yes.
studio.
Yeah, it's just a new offering of Lanllo Media. It is
diversifying.
Yeah, just something more.
The business.
Just trying to be diverse, just trying to offer a lot, just trying to be valuable.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have what we offer to businesses as services, as content marketing, as all these things, website design, and now we're tapping into a whole new thing of providing a space for people like us, potentially for business. We don't know, like, we have ideas of who will use the space, but we don't know, like,
ultimately we did it because we also needed a new space. But Mason,
it hit so many points. It works just perfectly.
Pushing all that business aside,
Yeah.
How do you feel, bro? How do you feel? Do you feel accomplished?
If I had to put in one word, tired, bro.
I was gonna say the exact same thing. Like, literally today we got here early and we've been here for over 8 hours and we're finally just starting to do the podcast episode. And typically when we do film a podcast, we film it right when we get here. But we decided to just do a big cleanup, revamping a lot of things, doing a lot of work on socials. And so man, tired.
Oh, never mind. Damn, I was gonna say the giveaway, but we're announcing it today. The day this comes out, we announced the giveaway.
We're doing a little giveaway where, I mean, I'm sure if you saw it, if you're listening to this, I'm sure you probably have seen our giveaway. It's just true. Because we have such a small audience. But
who knows? Maybe we do another one down the road.
Down the road, I think so. Yeah, but it was just nice as a way to give back
and just open people up, get people in, let them see it. You know, like, it's exciting.
But yeah, tired, eh?
Very tired. Like,
did you expect it to be this much work and this much effort? Honestly,
I don't think I did. Like, obviously, of course, I knew it was gonna be hard work, but I thought it would be like, 5-6 days a week. You put in an 8-hour day, it'll come together within. I thought
2 weeks
done May 1st, like 1 month. I thought was reasonable, but we've been doing
14
double days every day, 7 days a week. Like, I think in that month and a half, there's been 4 days that I haven't been in the studio.
I have been at the studio every day.
Came all 4 of those days.
Because there was times where, like, I wanted to just embrace the fruit of our labor. And just come here on a Sunday morning, afternoon, and whatnot. And then I just get here. I was like, I just realized that I need to do work.
And it's not even that. It's like, I mean, of course, it's just exciting. But then, like, you also realize, like, bro, there's stuff to get done.
Bro,
every day.
It's so funny. I know I told you this story, but literally I came to your house to pick up something or to drop something off, and I was on a FaceTime call with my dad. And then I just looked so tired that my dad literally asked. He looked so concerned. He was like, "Are you doing drugs?" I was like, "No, I'm really not." And it was like, "Why do you look like that?" I'm just tired. I'm literally just tired. And this was on a Sunday. Sunday, I mean, like, usually a Sunday is a day to relax, but I mean, it's almost like when we got this place, I mentally committed to this place. Right? I mentally committed to what it was.
We knew that, like, this is a huge risk. It's a huge leap we're taking. Like, and that was I think that's the reason why we pushed this hard, because there's no criteria. This is our business. There's no like, you have to be doing these days, this much work, whatever. We could have done 3 days a week. It's up to us. But what really drove us is, like, we're taking this leap even like knock on wood, if this doesn't work out, if this wasn't the right choice,
Yeah.
I need to know I did everything possible to try.
I know.
I can't come out of this with it not working and think, but only if I just worked a bit harder. Like if this somehow doesn't work, knock on wood, like 1,000 times, it will. I know we did everything we could, and it just wasn't right, and that's fine. I won't be too mad about that.
That's a big learning experience. Yeah, man. Like,
Yeah.
we've put a lot of our time and like this is such a big risk, you know, and like I put a lot of stake into this.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like, I know we've covered this in the past, but the day before we got this place, or no, the day that we got this place, I lost my job. And then I was so mentally committed to this business that I pushed back on getting a new job. So literally from then till now, I still haven't even looked for a job or haven't even thought of getting a job. But I mean, yeah, that is definitely a scary thought though, right?
Yeah.
Because like I said, knock on wood, if this does not work out, I mean, ultimately I'm fucked. I mean, not that I'm fucked, but I can always figure it out, you know. Just that's a bit like I pride myself in being resilient and figuring it out, but at the same time it'd just be like a big letdown.
It's huge, yeah.
But like I said, knowing the fact that you and I have fully committed ourselves and time and did everything we could possibly do, and if it still does not work out, one, it's either it's just not for us, or two, we did something wrong, and down the road we'll figure it out what it was that we did wrong, and the next time we establish another business, we can do it better.
Exactly, because that's the thing. I know. We need to stop talking as if. This
No, of course,
It's exactly like you said. Like, it needs to be like the lesson we learn in that case has to be, oh, this is what went wrong. This is why nobody wanted it in Ottawa. Whatever. It can't be, oh, next time we just got to try harder. Like, that would just kill me if that's why it didn't work.
It's not,
If we just took too long. Like, we had this place completely done in 4 weeks. And we did every inch of this
even now we're still
just me and you, 2 people. We did it all. Painting, the building, the mounting, the DIY, the buying, everything.
Yeah, bro. Even like moving stuff, because like we operate in such a different schedule, not me and you, but like together our schedule is so weird that like even like we thought that we'd get help from some of our friends, like moving stuff in, like couches and all that big stuff, but like we literally got zero help. It was just me and you, and like that's not that we were looking for it, but like we were like, you know what, maybe like it'd be cool if some of our friends helped us out. But the thing is, like, we were just operating at weird times, like either early morning, late at night, and people have jobs that have
people are in school. Like it just we pictured it kind of like, oh, you know, we'll come in the afternoons, people get some buddies to help paint walls together, but it's like we were like doing 8-hour painting days in a row. It's like nobody's coming to help us with that. Like,
I know.
It's like a full-time job. So,
but I enjoyed it. I really did enjoy it.
Literally,
and
that's the thing, because I have a part-time job right now, and literally when I like go home and I realize I have to do like 2 hours a day, it's nothing, but I dread those 2 hours. Here, we could finish an 8-hour day, go home, be like, yo, should we just go back in for a couple hours? Fuck
exactly. Like today, bro, we probably doing like over 9 hours, 10-hour day today. But like when I get home, just like, okay, I am taking care of my dog. He's good. He's fed. We went for a 2-hour walk.
Now what?
Do I want to go back? Like there's a big urge that of me wanting to go back. And that's the crazy thing, is because the fact that I don't have a job and the business is everything that I am doing.
Yeah.
I'm not even putting time for myself from like even just working out, but it's because the time is just going by so quick.
It is.
Like, bro, I lose track on the days. I don't even know.
The 15th feels so
crazy. On Sunday, I thought it was a Thursday. Literally, like I lose track on time.
There is no
right?
week.
There is no
Monday to
week.
Friday, it's just days. It's
because
just time.
you know how like people like when I used to work, I was like, okay, today's Friday, tomorrow's gonna be my day off, Sunday's a day off. Like, bro, every day I wake up, I know it's time to work.
Yeah.
Literally, there's no day where I wake up and like, all right, I can take it easy today.
Yeah.
Maybe there would be times where like, okay, let me go to the studio around 9 or 10 instead
Let
of
me
like
relax
8
a bit,
or
yeah.
7, you know?
Yeah.
But
Or yeah, because at the beginning we kind of had a habit of double days. We'd go like 8 to 4, go home, eat, you'd walk your dog, whatever, then come back like 6 to 11, you know? So
12, yeah.
So some days we would be like, instead of 8, let's go in at 10 and then just stay right through to like 7 or 8. You know?
Yeah.
Like, so either way.
it's pretty cool though.
It's
I
just
mean,
a
like,
grind. I think the what matters and what like people should hear from this is we both. It's not that me and you are just love working. We love just going to our minimum wage jobs. Like it's never been that. I dreaded shifts and working long hours and whatever. But the second it's your own thing and your own passion and like your own vision, it all just goes away. And it's purely like, what else can I do? How can I fucking grow this more? How can I put more work in? Like it just shifts when it becomes your thing. And no matter how scary it is and how hard it is, like, can you imagine this last month and a half was for like a minimum wage job and they just made you do all this hours and all this different work? You'd sue them, bro. You'd quit, you'd sue them,
I made $0 the entire time that we started.
Bro, we spent everything we had.
We spent everything we had. We lost a lot of, not lost money, but we invested a lot of money. But in the sense that like no active income coming in. I mean, we obviously the business is making money. Lanllo Media is doing some work. But what I'm just saying, like individually, like we're making no money. But like the amount of work that we put in was so valuable that it would have been worth thousands of dollars in terms of hours, but we got paid nothing. But that's the thing though, is like it'll pay dividend.
It will.
It'll pay dividend down the road. And like
we're a month, we could have easily worked less, maybe had the space done in 2.5 months.
Yeah.
But now it's done. We have a whole extra month or 2 of just utilizing it. And the cool thing is too, like, and like you said at the start, we also got this because we need it as a company. So even though we just opened today, literally for the last 3 weeks, we've been making podcasts, making content, making reels, editing, like utilizing this space.
Yeah,
so
we're getting people in here. And I think you and I, like, this is the space where you and I are the most active in terms of like actually working on the business and working for the business. In both ways, and like we're really productive when we're here. Like it's definitely a bit different than having our typical studio at my place and whatnot. Like here we come here, we know it's time to grind. There's no time to slack. I mean, like we obviously still have fun. I mean, the work itself is fun. But what I'm just saying is that like when we come in here, we're dialed in.
Yeah, for real.
We're dialed in.
It's just the vibe of the space, man. Okay, so for the people listening, what can they do? How can they get this space? How can they utilize it? What do they get? What's the vibe?
All right, I'm gonna look at them with this one. I mean, if you're listening on Spotify, we also have this on video. But if you are here in Ottawa and you are interested sorry guys, language barrier. But if you are interested in renting a studio, Lanllo Studio got you.
Yes,
and
sir.
essentially what that will get you is you'll be able to get this whole space, 1,300 square foot, right? Just a bit over 1,350.
Yeah.
You get a studio space where you can do your photos, videos. You get a very inviting lobby, right? So if you're a photographer or videographer and you're bringing your clients can come in. They can wait in the lobby while you set up. And they're not just waiting there. They're actually having fun because there's like games, board games. They can watch TV. They can watch a movie. We have snacks. And as well as there's a private washroom. So if they ever need to use the washroom, they can feel comfortable to do whatever they need to do. And then also you have this podcast.
Yeah.
And we wanted to make it so like, we were so focused on like user experience that when you rent out this place, you get the entire thing. You get the lobby, you get the studio, you get the podcast, and you can use all of them
Everything.
however
And
you desire.
yeah, you can move things around. You can have that couch in the studio. Like the reason we put these shelves, one idea we had here was because, you know, for us in our branding, cameras, like plants, natural, everything, that's our vibe. But what if you rent the space and you want to use this set, then you can put on whatever you want up there and make it your own. And we have things that you can use. You can bring your own. And so it's always been about customizability, just making it as versatile as possible. And I think we've done a very good job of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Even if you look back like a couple episodes where we're doing the podcast on the couch, that's not even in a new room. That's this room with that couch right there. Like
the only limitation is your creativity.
Literally.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, you get this entire space, and we're not in a place where parking is tough.
No,
We got lots of parking. We're in an area where we have access to a lot of stores. So if you need to do stuff around the area, you can definitely do that. And I think the best part about it too is that like the energy here is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, like you're going to be greeted either between me or Mason or the both of us. And when you're here, we'll definitely give you your space. We'll be out of the way. We'll just be in our own little area. We'll probably just be doing work behind the scene. But the best part about that is you'll also have access to us, right? If you have any questions or if you need any help, we're there for you.
That's
right?
so true. And that's something we haven't talked much about, but that's a whole other part of the whole customer experience that we're thinking about is like, yeah, so it's not an added service. It's not a paid thing. It's literally just we're here. I know a lot of people using the space are going to be professionals. They don't need
They're probably going to know a lot more, 1,000 times more than what I know.
Yes. But just like it's a thought, we don't know if it'll get used, but I see it being useful. It's just me and David, we do photo shoots a lot. We do video shoots. Like we know how things work to a degree. I have a lot of experience on the actual camera work itself, but we're just here. So like, if you have a question, even if it's just advice, what do you think looks better, this or that?
Exactly, like the creative aspect of things.
Or you need help moving a couch or whatever.
Exactly.
Like
we're here.
We're just here. It's not like, it's an interesting thing that I don't think many studios do where you kind of have this help. It's almost like an assistant with you.
Exactly. And going back to that, just because we're here to help doesn't mean we're just going to be shadowing you.
No, exactly.
You literally go do what you got to do. When you rent this space, this is your space.
It's yours. We're tucked away.
We're just tucked away in our own little area where we'll probably be editing or doing behind the scene work.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you're here, this is your space. This is your space and your client's space.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's the biggest key factor that you and I really focused on.
Definitely.
When we were building this place was every single time we made a big decision, we always looked at it from the perspective of the client.
Always.
Right? Like what would something that would really benefit the client, and also what would something that you would want if you were the client, right?
And that's the thing. We're not thinking this is our space. What do we want? It's if I rented this, what would I want here? How would I want this to go? And we've made a lot of changes based on that. Like we were discussing how we'll be tucked away. Like we originally had our desk in the lobby, so we were going to be sitting there and people could use it and go like use the lobby and we'd be there, whatever. Now we've moved it to a separate space where you can be in any of the 3 rooms and we will not be there with you.
Exactly.
And then you can ask us to come out for whatever needs. So it's like
we're
making every decision for their experience.
Exactly.
And I think, we're really getting to a cool place where it's a really cool experience. Like
I'm really excited to see on who will come here.
Yeah.
And most importantly, I want to learn from the people that will come here, like it'd be kind of cool I know it'd be really cool when people show up with like cool equipment and we'll be able to just like learn from them and just have a conversation with them because like I'm not gonna lie, I don't know much about in terms of like all that camera work and stuff, but I would love to learn.
Yeah.
Right.
No, seriously.
And I love the marketing side of the business, and that's what I really focus on, the ideas and the creativity.
Yeah.
And so it'll be really nice for people to come in here and like show me some cool things and just like
Seriously.
connect with them, right?
Just experience it. It's really, really exciting.
Oh, one thing that we actually didn't mention, this place is also pet friendly. So if you like your dog or cat or whatever animal that you have, pet or family, and you want to bring your pet here for a photo shoot or whatnot, you can definitely do so.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and I mean, that goes a lot of ways. Whether like you're just doing a shoot and you like having your dog there, they can hang out.
Yeah.
Or you want to do some content for your dog's Instagram page, that works.
Yeah.
Or
absolutely.
if you do pet photography, line up some
Absolutely.
shoots, like line up 4 shoots over a 2-hour period, have them come in consecutively. The owners can chill out in the lobby.
Yeah.
Shoot the pet. Boom. You know, it's like
Exactly.
So that'd
Yeah.
be cool.
That's one thing too.
I'm
and
excited
like,
for
yeah.
to meet some pets.
I know I love dogs, and yeah, I mean my dog is here sometimes, your cat's here sometimes,
Yeah.
and it's always nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, this is definitely taking the business to new heights.
Yes, man.
And all I gotta say, man, I'll say it right here. I'm very proud of you, man. Like I just want to say thank you for all the work that you've put in, and I know there you have a lot more strengths in a lot of things, and I appreciate you like taking responsibilities on those and just like, you know, like putting stuff on the wall. Like I didn't have any prior experience to putting stuff on the wall, you know. You really taught me a lot, like even from just like painting, you know.
Yeah.
And just like I definitely learned a lot from you, and that's one amazing thing that that I learned and experienced throughout this project is that we had to wear a lot of hats.
Oh my God.
We wore everything, like a business owner, accountant, financial advisor, movers, painters,
builders, like
bro,
built wood frames,
everything.
all that, like,
yeah, and we learned a lot of things, and we kind of went back and forth with cool ideas, and we just executed, you know. And like I'm really happy, and I couldn't be more proud of you, man.
No, same
I'm so hyped, and I definitely know that this space wouldn't be where it would be without you and without our work,
without us, bro. Like,
yeah.
I'm very proud of us, because that's another thing. Like, there's no accountability. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you hold yourself accountable. If I was here every day,
Mm-hmm.
there's nothing making you be here every day too. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's just we both just by ourselves on our own accord said, I'm putting everything into this.
Yo,
And we
that's
did it,
one
bro.
cool thing, bro. Is like we never like it's almost like we were just on the same boat. We
We
knew.
never had to call each other out, bro. Come on,
Yeah.
give me something. I'm trying here. No,
Yeah.
bro. Every day we both were like, should we go back in? Let's do it.
Yeah, it's like
let's do
okay,
it.
yeah, we definitely carried our own weight, and I think,
yo.
and I think that's a really cool thing, and I know a lot of people would say that never do business with your friend,
Yeah,
and
it's
like
common.
or like friends or family and whatnot. But I think between me and you, like we just know our roles,
Yeah.
right, and we just know how to work things out, you know,
Yeah.
and like knock on wood, nothing's gonna happen. But I
Yeah.
mean, like you and I know how to keep it professional. You and I just know that okay, we both have the same goal, and we're
Yeah.
just working towards it.
I think the big reason is at every stage of it, a big foundation of our friendship was just working. Like,
Yeah,
it was
exactly.
YouTube, it was stores,
Yeah.
e-commerce, like so
Like
it's
we never really hung out outside of just like doing
At some
anything
form of
professional work.
work,
Yeah.
yeah. No, it's
exactly.
true.
Which is cool too, you know, and
It
like
is.
that created that created a solid team between you and I.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, one question that I would ask you before I guess we wrap up. I want to
Yeah.
keep this one short, but if let's say someone was trying to get into business, into what we're doing, like rental studio, what's one piece of advice you would give to them? Maybe not advice, but what's one crucial thing that you've learned throughout this process that you would want to share? Because advice don't usually work for everyone, because
Yeah.
everybody works differently.
And-
but it's one thing that you've learned.
Yeah, because I was gonna say with advice, like I'm so early. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't even know if this worked. you
Yeah,
know?
exactly,
Like,
exactly.
so-
But just making it
yeah.
happen, like
Yeah,
from
yeah.
from point A to point. I mean, from 0 to 10 right now,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
from
yeah.
where we are.
Yeah. One thing I learned, the biggest thing I learned genuinely is like, it never, for big steps like this, even a lot of small steps, but for big steps like this, it never feels like it's time. It never feels like you're ready. It never feels like okay, we have the money, it makes sense, all's good, let's go. It's like, you just have to accept, or like, my advice in that scenario is, it doesn't mean you just jump into things that you're also not ready for. I'm just saying you never fully know, and you should always just take that step. Because what we did is, we didn't think we were anywhere close to getting a studio or ready to get a studio, but we just started looking at them. We just started reaching out, getting viewings. The first couple we looked at, we had zero intention of renting. We were just like, let's see what prices are like, what is included, what the process is
we
like.
weren't even taking serious too. That was
At all.
Yeah, at all. Yeah.
And so, but we just did. We saw a couple. Then after, then we stopped for a bit and we just started talking like, yeah, so we would have to be in this price range. Then a couple months later, we looked at a couple more, and then we're like, that's pretty reasonable. And then we found a really good deal, and then we're like, we could actually afford that. Then we applied, and just, if we'll see if we get approved. We're not locked in. Then we got approved, and like, we just started taking steps, and and then we realized there's like a lot of commercial rent. You get really good deals at the front end where you can get a couple months either free or really cheap, so you have time to build, and like that really helped the and like all this, like every step we were like, we're probably not going to go beyond that, but let's just do the step and see what happens. And it just kept going and kept working. So like, it never feels like, okay, now's the time, let's apply, let's go, let's start. It's like, you just got to take steps, and there's a very good chance throughout this process, you know, maybe we applied and got denied. All right, not time.
So be it.
That's fine. But you just gotta go for it. Just try, see what happens. Until you're signing a lease, there's you're not locked into anything. Like, you really just gotta take the steps, and each step you take, you'll realize whether it's time or not. You can't just like sit back and do nothing and think that moment's gonna come. You know. Yeah. You know, like we might have done some viewings of places for a year before we even put an offer in. It's just, we just started. Yeah. And then it just kept working out, and here we are. But if we didn't start,
we wouldn't be here.
We wouldn't even thought we're close to ready at this current moment.
Yeah, because there's a nice quote, and I'm just gonna briefly say it. I mean, don't quote me on this, but it's something along the line of like, the fear of losing is much greater than the want of winning, or something like that. Ooh, right?
I know, like
the fear of losing was the feel of losing was much greater than the desire to win. You know, so
I totally know what you're saying.
Yeah,
and it's true, bro. Yeah, it's scary.
It's very, very scary.
And also, like, I don't know, I find people tend to over exaggerate the downsides and under exaggerate the upsides. Like, okay, if this works out, we have another revenue stream, we maybe make this much, whatever. But if it goes down, we're bankrupt and we're out of business, and this, like,
I know
it's never that bad. You know, like, again,
really isn't, bro, because the fact that like you can do it is just, you're not gonna die. That's all I can say. You're not gonna die. I mean, like, there's a big financial like risk with doing a lot of things. I mean, we put a lot of money into this, but like in this scenario of getting a studio or place for your business, like, you are not in any financial risk until you sign the lease. So there's so many steps before that you can take. And even then, I really am not trying to tell people to jump into things that aren't right, or they're not ready for, or that they can't afford. But if you get to that final step of signing the lease and it is all still making sense, do it. And then it happens that things don't work out in business. Businesses do go bankrupt. Like, I'm like, don't ride on that. Like, oh, if it doesn't work out, we go bankrupt. But I'm just saying, like, because if you lead with the feeling of like fear, then you'll never get anywhere.
Exactly. And then even then, if worst case happens, you can't afford it, you go out of business, that really sucks. But you
also have that under your belt. And if you look at it, all the really successful people out there, like the top 1%, they've all went on a journey where they weren't successful, and that was fine. And like, the biggest thing there was that they didn't give up and they just continued. Right. And one thing that I would say is once you're in it, just commit. Just commit, and like, just understand that like, you're doing it for a purpose and for one big reason, right? And whatever your why is, you just commit to that and just keep working. Because a lot of people like the idea of like, oh, you know what, I'm gonna look cool, I have a business, but you don't have a plan. You know, you gotta have a plan. You gotta be strategic, because honestly, I like this quote a lot, and it goes along the line of planning to fail. I mean, failure to plan is planning to fail.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you and I had a plan from the get-go, right? Like, okay, if we get this and this and that, right?
And this
then
is why we're getting it for
exactly
these reasons, and this
and
is how
then,
it'll benefit us.
And then we executed.
And you know what? Throughout the process, that plan pivoted and changed 1,000 times.
Absolutely.
But you can't just jump into it with no ideas in your head and think it's the right idea. You never know. You have to really tell yourself why you need this and why it makes sense. And if all of that's true, then I do strongly believe you will make it work. You know,
you can make anything work.
You can make
honestly.
it work. You can scrape that rent together. You can make it happen. Like,
bro, let me tell you something. I know for a fact that a lot of people in my circle, at least, or people in general that have, like, I know everybody's different, but I know that for a fact that there are a lot of people out there that have a lot more money than what we had. And we started something, you know, and like a lot of people are just so uncertain, like, oh, I don't have enough money, or blah, 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 blah. And I guess that's the biggest thing. I guess the biggest part about being an entrepreneur is the willingness of taking a risk, right? And going into the unknown.
yeah.
And I guess a lot of people just don't have that. But I mean, not everybody should get into business, but what I'm just saying is that,
But these principles apply to anything.
exactly. But I guess if you are going to start a business, especially, I don't know, whatever business it may be, you just have to be willing to accept that things can go south or things can just go really well, you know? Because, I mean, you can't just be willing to make a lot without willing to also lose a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
But so you just gotta make sure that your risk tolerance is pretty high up there, and make sure you're committed.
That's the thing too, is you have to understand, like, throughout this whole process, even if you're loving it, even if everything that we've talked about you agree with, if you just can't handle that pressure, you will break. Like, the fear of the money, of the time, of your other parts of your life taking a hit, like, all of that will mess with you.
Bro.
So you have to be able to really just sit tight, know it's working out, know your work is paying off. Like,
It's so true, bro.
It's like, yes, I'm tired.
Yeah.
But this is 90% mental. It is, like,
I know.
It's playing with our heads, but I think we're very strong. I think we have a clear vision of why we're doing this, what it is providing.
Yeah.
Like, in business, like, if you provide value, real value, you will do well in some form. Like, like, that's it.
No matter how niche you are, there's always a market for everything, bro. There's literally a market for people to sell their foot picture.
I'm saying, and you're
Feet
providing
pic,
value.
I know, you're providing value for someone's problem. You know?
I'm saying, it's not, I mean, ethics we can all discuss later, but, like, there is something that people want, and you provide that thing.
Yeah.
There it is.
I know.
And I don't know how the hell we're talking
I
about
know.
ethics,
Exactly.
all
But
to say, we're
do it.
open.
Literally.
We're here.
So cliche, but if you want to start a business, just fucking do it, man. You're looking at two people who had nothing, two people who had a dream, two people who had, like, that was just scared to do it, but we just decided to do it and put actions, and now we're here. You know, like, I don't want anyone to ever fucking say that we got lucky, because at the end of the day, bro, there's no such thing as luck. Luck comes from when an opportunity meets preparation. And Mason and I have been putting so much fucking work and time into this that, like, if someone ever, like, down the road, like, God willing, if you and I were, like, become very successful and someone says, yo, you guys got really lucky, yo, fuck you. I'm telling this right now. Fuck you, because that's bullshit. Because right now, while you're living a good life, Mason and I are fucking struggling. We're just struggling to scrape by. But you know what? We're just working towards something. So all I gotta say is, fuck all of that. If you want to do it, bro. Do it. I don't know why I just got
mad.
I know.
You're passionate.
I know, but
bro, like, yeah. I mean, and that, like, genuinely, like, we're just, it's fun, man. We're having fun. We're here. We're filming this podcast. Like, Sometimes we don't even know what the hell we're talking about. But
I know.
we're just
Like right
here,
now,
man.
bro, we literally didn't even have a plan on what. Well, we just said, yo, let's just talk about like the business opening up finally.
It's open.
And now we're here,
That's
bro.
our topic. We're talking about
Yeah.
feet pics and telling you to fuck off. It's just, I don't know. It's
Yo, that's a
just-
good tagline intro. We're talking about feet pics and fuck off. Bro, I've never shown so much.
That's the title.
Yeah,
Deal.
it's okay.
But with all that said, man, just put the work in, like, because we're talking about business because that's what we do, but this could be about just a side passion. It doesn't have to
Anything.
be about making money. Just do things that interest you, and don't feel like you're locked in or you have to like do something. Like if you hate your job, right, and you just hate that you never have time and you never like get to see your friends or you never get to see your family, if you hate everything about it, just really think, could you live in a shittier apartment? Could you get a cheaper car? Do you need like these luxuries? Like really,
Mason's talking to me right now.
I'm talking to everybody. I'm talking to myself because you think when you have the job, you're like, oh, but then I can't do this and this and that.
Yeah.
But if you leave this job that you hate and you start doing things that you enjoy, do you really
Sacrifices.
think those little things are gonna matter? What's at the end of the day gonna bring you more joy? Being miserable every second of the day, but you get your Starbucks coffee every morning, or not? That's such a cliche. Like your Starbucks coffee is going to change your life. Not buying that, but
I mean, if you're at that,
it's everything. It's about can you switch out this nice car for a crappy beater, or maybe if you live downtown, can you bike? Do you need the car? Like just think really in your head. That's a struggle to not have that nice car. But you know what's a struggle? Being miserable every day in your life. That's a struggle.
And like honestly, like one of the biggest thing that I'm gonna speak to the people right now. One of the biggest thing that I learned, and I'm really grateful for that I learned in building this business right now, is that you'll go through a lot of struggles, and that's a given. If you want to start a business, you'll go through a lot of struggles, and the best part about that is that you will become resilient. Like Mason and I, we've gone through so much struggle, and the only thing that it taught us was to be resourceful. Whether that's just like finding out that a soundboard would cost like $400 each, and or something like that, and like we just realized that, you know what, that's gonna be really tight, let's just make it. We became really resourceful. We learned a new skill. We developed a relationship together as like friends and as business partners, and we got the thing that we needed for much cheaper. And what was once a problem is now a solution. And like, so don't be afraid. Like, yeah, of course, nothing in life is going to be easy. But at the end of the day, just think about everything that you're going to be able to overcome, and things that you're going to be able to accomplish, and things that you're going to learn along the way.
Yeah, man.
Like if I haven't done this, I wouldn't have known how to put stuff on the wall, or just like make a sound panel, or just like do whatever that we've done here. I mean, everything that we've made here is DIY.
Literally,
If I could have made this mic, I would have made this mic.
I'm saying.
I'm telling you.
No, it's cool. The sound panels are a great example.
Yeah.
Because so put numbers on that. A new sound panel, one of those is $120.
Yeah.
Plus shipping. Then after all the materials, building, whatever, each of these came to of just under $40.
$40.
So,
and the crazy part about that is that if we need more, we can make them. If they break, we can fix them.
Yeah, that's actually so true. I didn't even think of that.
Like,
if something goes wrong, we know how it works. We know the ins and outs of this thing. And if we need 3 more, go make more. We know exactly what materials we need. Like that's now something we have in our arsenal. Not only do we save this money, but we have skills and knowledge that we didn't.
Yeah.
It's actually really cool.
It's really cool. Really cool. Now we're podcasters. I mean, whatever, bro.
It's wild.
It's wild.
We're all over the place.
I'm tired. Just going back, I'm tired. I mean, right now the sun's about to set.
It's getting there.
I'm gonna have to go home, and the crazy part about that is that my life doesn't stop. Just because I'm busy does not mean everything in my life stops. Gotta take care of my dog. Go home, walk my dog for 2 hours. Give him the exercise that he needs, but
that's hype. So I want to leave everyone on a message that I think is actually out. It kind of came out of me just there, and I really like what I'm saying here.
Okay, I'm listening.
Is that you have to evaluate what's important in your life. If you are miserable every day at your job, really think about what you could live without. And I know it sounds hard to give up those luxuries, but you have to just try to put in perspective how nice it would be if you're just not miserable every fucking day. Like, that's the trade-off. You get a shittier car and you have to make your coffee at home, but you're happy. Like, what a crazy difference. And
Bro,
it sounds so hard to give up those things, but you're not giving up anything. You're giving up being miserable.
I know.
That's what you're giving up.
Because, like, honestly, bro, I've experienced this too, is that there was a saying where, like, a lot of people are driving a really nice car to a place that they really fucking hate.
And the crazy
Imagine
thing is,
that, bro.
not only that they hate, but that they have to spend like 60 hours a week at to afford the car.
Yeah.
The car
is in a way controlling their life.
It fully is.
Or just not even just a car, man. Like, I mean,
It's everything,
in
yeah.
everything. A car is just a great example because
Exactly.
it's a lot of things. It's everybody has a different lifestyle, whether that's you going out every weekend and blowing
Drinking.
$450 on a club and restaurant
like,
and whatnot.
just really think your priorities. Do you order Uber Eats every other
And
night?
this is
You
not
know,
for
like-
us to say to stop those things, because if you can fund that lifestyle, do it. But we're just saying that if you are willing to, let's say, leave your typical 9-to-5 job to pursue what it is that you want, these are the things that you will need to understand.
Yeah.
These are the things that you have to be willing to sacrifice.
And yeah, like, in my mind, it's not even a sacrifice. It's literally like, it's a perspective change that, and it's not even about leaving a job, like, in terms of not working a job anymore. It's like, if you just hate the job you do, maybe you'd be happier working part-time at Tim Hortons and just doing your own thing after that, like things you actually enjoy, or doing part-time at Tim Hortons and working on a side hustle that you're really passionate about.
But honestly, I'm just gonna bring you back to reality for all those people that are mad at you right now. I'm gonna play devil's advocate, but the fact that, like, yeah, you can definitely do those things and downgrade, but the fact that, like, things are getting so expensive right now is it's really hard. So
I
do it at your own discretion.
Of
Be
course.
calculated. Make sure that you're doing things in a way where you can still live a proper life. Obviously, don't neglect your kids. Feed your kids, feed your animals and whatnot. But what we're saying is that be resourceful. Understand that there are some things that you can make adjustment in your life if you want to make a change. Because if you want something what you don't have right now, you got to be willing to do some things that you haven't done.
Yeah, that's all I mean, is just really assess what's actually important, and are they worth this thing that drains everything from you.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Yeah.
But
absolutely.
I understand. Life is life. Life is getting crazy.
Yeah, bro.
And especially if you have a family. Like, I totally get it.
Yeah.
I'm a kid. Like, it's different.
Yeah.
But
no, of course. That's
it's
just coming from a passion.
It's a passion, because it's a mindset that I didn't realize you could have. And I'm not, it's not about go live on the street so you don't have to work at your job. I just mean trade it for something that you'll enjoy more.
Yeah.
And that little change in what you make,
of course,
will change your entire life.
Yeah, like change jobs, take the pay cut.
Yes.
Change your lifestyle based on that pay cut, but be in a job that you like.
Exactly.
Done deal.